Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube and podcast. Talking to Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P., and my co host, Miss Shannon Finch, and Super Dave, the mailman, at the bottom with the Black Ravens of the y'all. This is episode 87 for the YouTube channel. For the audio version, season 1, episode 46. For the audio versions, the links are right there in the description. So, whatever platform you may use if you can't watch live. Right underneath of that is myself, Shannon, and Davis. Social media platforms where you can follow us at right there. You know, you know how we do. We're gonna talk Ravens all day, every day, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry for not having a show Tuesday. Like I said, life be life, and the last couple Thursdays, shit happens, but we here. We're gonna preview the Week 8 game versus the Cardinals. We just came off that thrilling Week 7 victory over the Lions, where the Ravens completely just dominated. So our first topic of the day, we always start with our matchup. We're gonna go with the coaching. We're gonna go with David first as always. Go ahead, Dave.
No doubt, man. Let's go. It's Baltimore in the building all day. Harbaugh is really taking it to another level. I love the adjustments that he's made, especially over the past few weeks. I really think he's trusting his team overall as a whole. Against Tennessee, that's pretty much where it really started. He didn't play around on fourth down. He put the GOAT in the game, Justin Tucker, on the field to get the 3 points. Because 3 points is better than none, right? I love the way Monken is using
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson in his offense. And Mike McDonald is one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. Everything that he's calling is working. The Ravens have the best defense in the league. Man, we are rolling. Jonathan Gannon, he's a good young coach, but they are in a whole heap of trouble this week. So yeah, let's go. Ravens, baby.
Well said, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
I agree, Ravens. I mean, I know the Cardinals have had a lot of injuries, but I don't think anybody knows about injuries more than the Ravens. We've been dealing with that since week one, and we still found ways to win. So and I've always attributed that to the coaching. Like I said, that has to come from Harbaugh, Munkin, and Mike McDonald. You can't do that without those guys. And just overall experience. Like I said, we've proven to be a good coaching staff, even in the bad times. We have more good times than bad times. So definitely the Ravens. Ravens win that matchup.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like an echo with me. Ravens definitely. Like I said, Jonathan Gannon, good defensive mind. Was the Eagles' defensive coordinator last year. Went to the Super Bowl. His unit led the league in sacks. Excuse me, with 70. So a little bit of it is transferred for the Cardinals because they are up there in sacks because they had damn near 8 sacks against Washington, even though they lost. This team has been competing. They only probably got beat bad, probably only one time that I can count. The rest of the games they had a chance to win. They just made some mistakes, which is a young team that's rebuilding going to do, especially with your starting quarterback. But they have been competing, so he's been doing a fairly decent job. Despite having a little bit of talent on his roster. But it's definitely John Harbaugh. Like I say, you got a Super Bowl champion, a guy who's been coaching 16 years, overall 20 plus years. Not including years when he wasn't a head coach, but it's too much experience. You got to experience head coach, excuse me, experience offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. He's been around the block, back to back national championships in Georgia. We all know that. But plus, he just put up 38 points. Each week, the offense is looking better and better, and like we all expected. So, yeah. And then defensively, Mike McDonald, he's the MVP out of all of the coaches right now because his unit is playing the best out of everybody consistently. They have yet to give up 20, like, literally, they really haven't given up a 20-point game because, like I said, the Bengals game, yeah, say 24 on the scoreboard, but 7 of that was on special teams. Same with the Colts, they had 22, but that was all field goals outside of one touchdown. So they've really been holding teams under 20, really under 24 points a game, which is amazing. So it's definitely the Ravens. The Cardinals, I don't even know who their offensive defensive coordinator is. That's how bad. That's how much you know recruiting they did. Normally I know that stuff, but it's definitely the Ravens. It's not even close.
Hmm.
All right. Next up is the running backs. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, running backs, no doubt, definitely. Gus the Bus. He looked great last week, man. I mean, 14 carries, 64 yards, and he finally got a touchdown. They finally gave him a carry on the goal line. And guess what? He scored. My bad. Hold on 1 second. I'm going on.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Something's going on my phone. And he scored. But I think he should get way more opportunities on the goal line. And Justice Hill, and he also had a catch for 80 yards. I didn't even know he could catch. You know, he can't
Right.
catch the ball if you don't throw it to him. And great job, Justice Hill. 4 carries, 46 yards. I mean, he's explosive. But man, you got to hold on to the ball, man. Come on now. And we actually had a Keaton Mitchell sighting. I mean, this guy is electric. I need to see him get the ball a little bit more often, man. I mean, come on now. So Ravens got this all day. But and for the Arizona, Amari DiMercado, the rookie out of TCU, man, he only got 117 yards in 7 games. He's trying to fill it for James Conner, the Terminator. But I predict tough sledding for the Cardinals run game. So Ravens on this one, man.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Same Ravens. I mean, I like a lot of teams might like to have like one guy can go out there and get 70, 80, 90, 100 yard games every week. But we've been talking about the Ravens, and they're kind of doing it with running back by committee. They're all touching the ball. Everybody is contributing to the team and the success. I spoke about Keaton Mitchell yesterday when we talked about him. It was unfortunate that he got hurt, but we saw what he can bring to the table. So no doubt about it. To me, the Ravens win that matchup as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. It's Ravens. Like I said, you got Gus, Justice Hill, uh, Keaton Mitchell. The Cardinals. James Conner's banged up. Like you just said, that the rookie guy. I know you talking about because I use him on Madden, so I just never could pronounce his name. And then Keontae Ingram. So it's like, yeah, that running back room is a little bland. So it's the Ravens with a landslide.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Wide receivers and tight ends. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, man. Easy, easy money. Ravens again. Zay Flowers, let's start with him. He's playing Pro Bowl caliber football as a rookie. I mean, he really set the tone last week with that 46-yard catch on the first drive. 4 catches, 75 yards, and he's leading the team with 39 catches for 442 yards. Man, you know what? When I see him, I think his ceiling is Antonio Brown. I think he could be one of the great ones, man. And Odell Beckham had his best game of the season, man. 5 catches for 49 yards. OBJ, I need some more of that right there. Rashad Bateman moving the chains whenever you need him. Nelson Aguilar. See, this is why you need a vet like him on the team. He did a great job finding open space for that touchdown in the first quarter. When Lamar was scrambling, he just kept moving, and Lamar found him. And Mark Andrews, huge game, man. Bad news, Andrews. 4 catches for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Money in the bank. That's why we pay him the big bucks. For Arizona, they're bringing our old friend back, Hollywood Brown. He's having a pretty good season. 32 catches, 387 yards. And they don't have much other than that. Michael Wilson, he's an all right rookie. Rondell Moore, he's all right. Zach Ertz is on injured reserve. McBride, they tight end. Man, Ravens all day. They just
Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
I agree. We
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
we heard you.
we might be agreeing all day with this. But yeah, Ravens all day. I do like Hollywood. He's not somebody that I didn't like when he was on the Ravens. I was actually surprised when he was traded, but I also understand why he was traded. Um, I saw someone post stats of him and Zay Flowers, and they're kind of similar with their stats. Zay Flowers has a little bit more yards, but their stats aren't too far off. But definitely the Ravens win this. When you look at Heaven Andrews already, he's going to put you
Mm-hmm.
over the top. Then you look at the core that we have, like I said, with the running backs. We don't have, one guy. We have a lot of guys who can contribute. So if you want to double one guy, you're going to leave somebody open. If you decide to try to double two, you're still leaving somebody open. So yeah, definitely the Ravens win that matchup.
Yeah, Ravens. Like you said, Mark Andrews. You got Bateman, Zay Flowers, Devin Duvernay, who will still do some things in the receiving department. Aguilar definitely got a couple touchdowns. Odell, he'll be starting to get a little bit on him. The Cardinals, like I said, Zach Ertz is hurt. They got Trey McBride and Hollywood doing okay. Rondell Moore, Antoine Wesley, former Raven, undrafted free agent guy. We cut. Michael Wilson. So it's like, yeah, it's the Ravens. It's a landslide. So before we get to the O line, I missed one, even though it's kind of a landslide too. We're gonna do quarterback matchups real quick, then we're gonna go to the O line. So go ahead, Dave. Quarterback matchup.
Oh yeah, real quick, and before we get to quarterbacks, I just want to say one thing as far as like the difference between Hollywood and Zay Flowers is the drops, because Hollywood dropped a lot of passes, and Zay Flowers has way better hands. So that's the only thing I just want to say the difference. But as far as stats, they are pretty similar though. But quarterbacks, come on, Lamar Jackson, man. Lights,
Mm-hmm.
camera, action, man. 4 touchdowns last week, 28 points in the first half. Big half, man. And we've been waiting for that kind of game for quite a while. He's looking better this season than he did in his MVP season in 2019. He's already got 1,610 yards and 8 touchdowns in the air with another 363 and 4 on the ground. But the thing that's really good about Lamar is he's getting everybody involved. So like I said, 21 for 27 for 357 and 3 touchdowns against Detroit, who had a pretty good defense. And I still think the best is yet to come. Joshua Dobbs on the other side, 1,361 yards and 6 touchdowns, 3 picks. But there's a reason why you're a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? So it's Lamar all day. But Joshua Dobbs he's played pretty well for what he has. He doesn't have too much around him, so you know.
Okay, well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw reports that Kyler Murray was practicing this week, and I'm not fooled by that. I mean, if he plays, he plays. I don't care if it's him or Dobbs. Lamar is still winning that matchup. Like you said, Dave, Dobbs has played well. They brought him in like the last week of training camp, or right the first week before the first. It was he came in so last minute. I was confused because I was like, they don't have a quarterback. I didn't know what was going on, but he has been playing well. Um, with what he had to deal with, but I still put Lamar over him. Over him or Kyler Murray, whoever decides to play on Sunday. Like you said, Lamar is playing at an MVP level. A few weeks ago, Justin, you had asked with your other podcast who was the MVP at that point, and I said Tua. And I think now Lamar is into that conversation if he wasn't in the conversation for people before, particularly with how he's played over the past couple of weeks. So definitely Lamar wins that matchup.
Yeah, it's Lamar Jackson. Like it could be Kyler Murray and Josh Dobbs put together. It's still not going to be close like at all. So yeah, Lamar, like you said, you just read off the stats, Steve. I'm not going to keep being an echo for our stats. So like Lamar's definitely in the conversation for half the season league MVP. Man, kid's been balling, man. It's been balling. It's Lamar and Ravens in the landslide. All right, offensive line. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, once again, Baltimore. Baltimore offensive line was top notch last week. They dominated a pretty good Detroit defensive line. Lamar had all the time to go through all his progressions and pick that defense apart. Ronnie Stanley looked dominant again, man. I think he's really sending a message when he pushed that guy almost to the stands last week, So, and Arizona's offensive line has really been struggling. Every time I see Arizona play, Joshua Dobbs is running for the border, man. He's running for his life, man. He has no time to throw. So this is the Ravens all day.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Ravens. For every reason Dave just said. I mean, even with the injuries, guys coming back, it's been a little continuity over the past couple of weeks, and that's what you need to build something special. And they did a damn thing on Sunday. I mean, I I don't know. Like it's like when you can have one opinion about this team, particularly offensively, and then they'll come out and play a particular way to show you like we can be that, we can be everything you think we can be. Definitely the Ravens win that matchup as well. Offensive line goes to the Ravens.
Yeah, it's the Ravens, not even close. Like I said, we gave up 0 sacks. Now that this unit is finally healthy. The Cardinals got some guys banged up. Justin Pugh banged up. They got a couple of rookies over there. You got DJ Humphries. I think he's banged up. So yeah, it's definitely the Ravens. Not even close. All right, now we're ready to get to the defensive side of the ball. All right, Dave, go ahead and start with the interior defensive line.
All right, let's go. Ravens got it again. Complete dominance last week. Everybody joined the party. Matabike was a man amongst boys. He was in the backfield almost every play. Jadavion Clowney, man, listen, Ravens, let's get ahead of this. Let's sign him to a multi-year deal because he just brings energy off that edge. He comes around that edge flying, and when he gets him to step up, that's when everybody can make a play. You know, Broderick Washington, great job. Michael Pierce has been a brick wall against the run. Great job. Dafe Owe has really taken that next step from making our off the defensive line great to elite. So Ravens and on Arizona, they got some talent on that D line. They got a young guy, Jonathan Ledbetter, Leaky Fotu. They've done well stuff in the run. Like I said, the defense has played well sometimes, but it just haven't been consistent. That's why they're one of the worst teams in the league. So, but the Ravens got this one.
Well said, David. Go ahead, Shannon.
Definitely the Ravens. They've been very impressive. With the guys that we lost this offseason and expecting young guys to step up and guys that were never in that role, I think they've been everything we could imagine them to be. The Ravens have always been known to be a team to stop the run, like that's our number one focus defensively, and they've done that. I mean, it hasn't been a lot of people this year that have had a lot of success against us running the ball, and even with getting the pressures and getting there, like we were talking about pass rush being a concern or a worry of us ours in the offseason, and I think that even the defensive line has helped in that matter as well. Which is even when it goes back to what we was talking about yesterday with adding Sue, adding someone like him can only help bolster that defensive line because we know what he brings to the table. But yeah, the Ravens definitely win that matchup as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. We like I said, our young guys been balling. Justin Metabike been balling. Roger Washington, who just got paid, he's doing his thing. Travis Jones holding it down, and like you said, Michael Pierce is stout against the running, and Brent Urban coming in and doing whatever giving us what he can give us. Cardinals, no JJ Watt. That D line is just depleted, man. Like we should definitely rush the football for like a lot of yards Sunday, and I'll get into that in the over and underline. But the Ravens, not even close. All right, now we're going to the linebacker core. The edge rushers included, because both teams play a 3-4. So go ahead, Dave.
Oh, linebackers, LB fam, let's go. Roquan Smith has been the best middle linebacker in the business. Now, a lot of people say Fred Warner, but I'll take Ro any day. Give me Roquan Smith. Since he's been on the Ravens have the number one defense, man. I mean, come on now. He's been the leader. He just makes everyone better. That's why I picked Roquan Smith. Patrick Queen is leading all linebackers in sacks and quarterback pressures. Smith and Queen, best LB duo in the league. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Strawberry jelly is a little bit better than grape. Kyle Van Noy signed this man to a big contract, man. I mean, this guy has, since he's been here, he has really been steady. When Odafe always went out for that week, I mean, after week one, and, Ojabo, he's good, but he's just not ready yet. I just don't think he's ready. He's still a rotational player. He's still trying to learn. So, but Kyle Van Noy has just been steady, makes plays every game. He's a beast. As for Arizona, Zaven Collins and Zaire White, they're good players. They make a lot of plays, but they're in a whole heap of trouble this week, man, because we're going to run it up on Ravens, babe.
Okay, good job, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
I agree. Ravens as well. We talk about every time we talk about the linebackers, it's like when you talk about Roquan, he's already going to put you above a lot of others. Then you add Patrick Queen and what he's been able to do since being beside him, and that elevates you to another level. And then when you look at the outside linebackers and what they're able to do, like I said, pass rush was our biggest concern in the offseason, and through 7 weeks is really not a concern. We're leading the league in sacks. Like I said, it's better to have. Would you rather have 5 Bs or 1A and 4 Cs? I'll take the 5 Bs. We don't have to have a guy, but we have guys, and they're all contributing. And I see them doing the same thing on Sunday. So definitely the Ravens win that matchup as well.
Yeah, it's the Ravens. It's not even close. Like who? Like they traded away Isaiah Simmons, Kazir White. That's the only guy that's really worth mentioning. And who else they got? Majay Sanders and those guys. Like, come on now, it's the Ravens. Like, people can say what they want about our edge rushers, but they have been playing better each week. Olway is being started against the run. He just got to finish, pause, getting the quarterback on the ground. Cal Van Noy and Clowney have been balling. Like you say, you still got what's my guy? You still got Malik Harrison who can play on the edge. Jabo will be back soon. Um, so yeah, our edge rush has been playing well. And then, like I said, Roquan and Patrick Queen, man, Batman and Robin. So yeah, Ravens, and it's not even freaking close. All right, now we're going to the back end, the secondary, the corners and safeties together. Go ahead, Dave.
I just want to start off and say Kyle Hamilton has just been fantastic, man. Geno Stone, the unsung hero. He's been a ball hawk. Gets picks, big hits every week. He fills in great for Marcus Williams when he's not there. So he just that depth, those three right there, and as safeties, fantastic. A+ on that back end. Marlon Humphrey is back to his all-pro self. Brandon Stevens has been just solid. Like we never talk about him, but he's been solid every week. He does great. He's a great man-to-man coverage corner. Ronald Darby and another unsung hero. I really like Arthur Millette. He makes plays. He got him a sack last week, man. And that sack, you can see Jared Goff was just frustrated. I really think that's the one that really took his head out of the game. And as far as Arizona, they got Marco Wilson and Keitrell Clark. Man, they've been burnt toast coffee, man. We're going to pass all over them boys this week, man. They one of the worst secondaries in the league. They need some milk. Man, matter of fact, get them some powdered milk. Buda Baker's a good safety, but that's about all they got back there.
Well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who do they have besides Buda Baker? Like, it's not even a competition at this point with that. Um, Even with all the injuries, we continue to have guys step up. Like you said, Dave, Mullen is back. He's getting back into form 3 weeks back from his injury. It's not too much to say there. Like they don't have anybody there that really compares, and we have a few guys that puts our secondary above theirs.
Yeah, it's a landslide. Like I said, all they got is Jalen Thompson and Buda Baker, who's coming off an injury, and like you said, Marco Wilson, Kentrell Clark. They got just about the kid Hamilton, the other corner. I forgot his name. I think Anthony Hamilton. Yeah, like we got Cal Hamilton, Marcus Williams, Geno Stone balling. Now he gonna probably be one of the. He probably gonna make the Pro Bowl as a non-starting safety. And I mean that's amazing. Like I said, Marlo playing back into all pro form. Rocky Yassin is giving us what he can give us. Brandon Stevens has been playing lights out. He hasn't given up a touchdown yet. So yeah, like it's the Ravens. It's not even close. That's another category. It's not even gonna be close either. Special teams. Go
No
ahead, Dave.
doubt, man. The way you spell Justin Tucker is Goat, man. He's been
Hmm.
good, doing what he needs to do. And the fact, like I said, we're going back to hardball, the fact that he's been really trusting him, like going if it's fourth down, we don't need to roll the dice. Let's get these 3 points. We got a top defense. We don't need to take unnecessary chances. When we went to I'm glad we got that fourth down on that first drive when we scored, when Lamar ran it in, because we haven't been getting the fourth downs, and also we haven't been, getting the touchdowns when we getting down there within that 10-yard line. So, like I said, Tucker, Devin Duvernay has been doing a great job getting field position. He's always a threat to, run along a long run back. And Jordan Stout has been kicking the ball like karate, man. He's really been pinning guys back and setting that defense up. In the Arizona, they got Matt Prater. He's been around for a while. He's a pretty good kicker. Greg Dortch, he's all right, I guess, but Ravens got this one.
Well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
Definitely the Ravens. Like I always say about them, and anytime you have Justin Tucker, that's going to put you, above a lot of teams and special teams at that. But I do want to say this because I like to be fair when I talk about guys, even if I critique them. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about Duvernay, and it was me and you, Justin, and I was saying he was coming across kind of timid in his return because it was a lot of fair catching going on a few weeks ago. Since I made that statement, Devin Duvernay has been definitely getting great field advantage for us. Like I got to give him his props because I don't know what was going on when I said what I said. He definitely was doing this a lot at that point. I don't know if John Harbaugh told him be the guy that we know you can be, but he has been getting us great field advantage in the past couple of weeks. And I like Stout. Like I know a lot of people didn't like us with that draft pick, but to me, we needed it. We didn't even know the retirement was coming when it came, and then it made that made even more sense. Then when he gets out there and he plays, you like, wait, we got another one. So definitely the Ravens win that matchup as well.
Yeah, Shannon definitely saying Duvernay was ducking smoke, but he must have heard us. So he has been.
He was. And what was I
He
lying? Was he not fair catching
said
a
he was
lot like
ducking
early
smoke
on? I'm
like
like, why are
Eli.
you not doing this? I don't. But
He
he doing
said
his job
Duvernay
now.
was
So
ducking all the smoke. But,
he doing it
but
now.
anyway, uh, yeah, Ravens, Justin Tucker, Stout, Duvernay. That's all you need to say. And then, like I said, our head coach is a special team ace. So yeah, Ravens is nothing more to say there. All right, we're done with the matchups. All right. Do you think the Ravens can go on a similar run like they did in 2019, winning 12 straight games to end the season? We're going to start with you, Dave.
I think it's possible, but I don't think we'll win 12 straight. But I think we'll be 9-3, 10-2, something like that. Like I said, it's possible because when you really sit and look at all our games, we could be 7-0. We gave 2 games away. That game to the Colts, just you know, sloppy. We just played sloppy, and we still took it to overtime. If Tucker, I really think if Tucker gets a chance to kick that field goal, we win that game. Pittsburgh, 8 drop passes, bad coaching, but once again, we were there at the end. So we could be 7-0 easily, and we can beat anybody. Like I said, both sides of the ball, we are dominant. Like you take Arizona, they have no, every category we just said, it was Ravens were better. So we can compete with anybody and we can beat anybody. Like we blew Detroit out. They were slobbing Detroit last week. And you see what happened. We're talking about the best team in the NFC, and we blew them out from the first whistle to the last whistle. So if we could do that to someone like Detroit, the only teams that we have to really prove anything against are San Francisco and Philadelphia and Miami. So there's really only a couple of teams that can really give us competition at this point. But we can go 12, but I don't know if we'll win every game. So
Oh, well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
It's like Dave said, can we do it? Yes. Like, for the most part, you think like, yeah, can they? Will they do it? I don't know about that. And before I could feel confident enough to say they will or that, yeah, they can do that, I would have to see a little bit more consistency from the offense. Like I said, we've seen great things. Last week was something I don't think, like we said, there was nothing to complain about offensively last week, unless you want to just say like they kind of took their foot off the gas and could have done more in the second half. But until I see a little bit more consistency offensively, I can't say that they can or will. And not to mention, I mean, streaks like that, I mean, they don't happen every year. Like you always have a good team. They may start off and win a couple of games in a row, but down the stretch they'll win two or three, I mean, lose 2 or 3 games, and you'll be like, "Dang, they could have been XYZ." I don't think that's something that happens a lot. It's a reason why great teams can do it, and the Ravens can be a great team, but we just got to see it done more consistently. So if the offense can continue to match the defense, yes. But if we continue to be up and down, people dropping passes and not blocking or having, off games, making mistakes or fumbling the ball, it's gonna like we have a like if we lose on a Sunday, we're having a different conversation next week. You know what I mean? So it's more or less like let me see them do what they did on Sunday again, or if not the same thing, something close to it, and then we can have a conversation about what they can do for the rest of the year. Because I still feel like the offense is figuring it out. Even if you heard Todd Monken talking today, he even agreed with Kurt Warner. Like a lot of fans are upset at Kurt Warner with the things that he pointed out about why the Ravens offense is not there yet. And in his press conference today, Todd Monken said, yeah, Kurt Warner's right with what he was saying. Like we still got a lot of things to clean up. So I don't want to act like the Ravens are perfect and we don't have things that we can fix. So can they do it? Possibly. Will they? I don't know. And I won't say they can or will until I see a little bit more consistency offensively.
Yeah, remember I've said this a couple of times. That's why I made it a topic. They have the potential. They have the team. Like I said, everybody's getting healthy at the right time. It's just the self-inflicted mistakes. Are they going to reoccur in certain games? That like I said,
Mm-hmm.
we're two mistakes away from being 7-0. You know what I mean? Drake King and Drake don't fumble the football the Colts game. Uh, if everybody catch the football like they supposed to, we're sitting here undefeated. So it's just those self-inflicted mistakes. Can we just stop? Don't be our worst enemy. I
Mm-hmm.
think we can definitely like we're on a 2 game win streak. I think we can at least get on like a 4 or 5 game win streak, like I said before. But the win completely out, that's gonna be tough. And I hate to say it, I don't see it because it's got San Fran. The schedule gets so tough, and then you got going on the road across the country. So I'm gonna say no. But I do think we can go on like a 4 or 5 game, maybe even 6 game win streak, but not win out the rest of the year, but not another loss. Yeah, that's a bit much to ask. All right. So it's old topic. We ain't get a chance to talk about it. The Ravens signed former Titan safety Andrew Adams to the practice squad last week. Give me your thoughts, Dave.
well, like I said, we're good at safety. Like we already talked about. You know, Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Williams, Geno Stone. So he's really just a depth piece. Honestly, I'll be surprised if they even bring him up. He'll probably come up to play some special teams, but I think it's just a depth piece.
Okay, well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
I agree. I mean, I think it's kind of give you an idea that Marcus Williams might miss some time, which we see he is, but the guys are stepping up. You know what I mean? So it was more or less just a half depth. I don't really see him getting too much playing time unless somebody goes down and he has to go in. But I don't think much about it. He's just a guy to have around in case we need to put somebody there.
Yeah, same with y'all. He's a solid depth piece, but he's been making plays. Last year he had a pick six, 90 yards. And then when he was with Tampa Bay, he made some plays. He had like 5 interceptions. So if you're going to get guys that you know that have that game and starter like experience. Same with the Ron Harmon, Super Bowl champions. Now, if one of these guys had to play, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable because they actually been starters for other teams in the league. So I like it though. It's definitely good depth. Like I said, Case Marcus Williams, Steph Langers, and then like I said, Geno's playing good ball too. So yeah, I like it though. You always the old saying, stay ready, you don't gotta get ready.
Hmm.
All right, this is an interesting topic. Hearing a lot of rumors and speculation. All right, could you see the Ravens trying to trade for Derrick Henry before the deadline Tuesday? Go ahead, Dave.
Yes, I've been seeing a lot of that this week, but I'm going to say no because once again, if you get Derrick Henry here, you're going to what we already have going on is good. Even Derrick Henry, he's a legend. He's a great player. He still has a lot of tread on the tires, but we're good with what we have. If you bring him in, you have to reshuffle. You know, it's kind of you got to start over again. So I don't see it. And then on top of that, you have to pay him. Derrick Henry's not coming up here. If he's here, let's say you're going to have to pay that money to him. So I don't think that they will. Like I said, I think Gus Edwards is good enough to carry the load.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Um, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're going to trade for him because I feel like trading for Derrick Henry would just be us reverting backwards as far as offensively and in the mindset of what we're trying to do. This season is supposed to be all about Lamar progressing, as a passer and being able to show that he can be that type of quarterback that a lot of people think that he can't be. Of course, having Derrick Henry is not going to hurt anything. I mean, he's one of the better running backs in the league. Um, if it came down, like I saw, I think it was Bart Scott, somebody saying trade for Saquon Barkley. If it came between like him and Saquon, I'll probably take Derrick Henry because Saquon has injury history, and we don't need to bring in somebody that has an injury history like that. But I just feel like bringing in Derrick Henry will just change the philosophy of what we're trying to do now. And if the Ravens are going to trade for somebody, I would just say go get someone like Devontae Adams. We talk about wanting the offense to grow and be this dynamic offense and compare it to other teams. That's a guy that can help us. Now, how the money can work out, I don't know, but that's not my job to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's what they get paid to figure that out. But if you're talking about trading for someone that's going to like bolster your team or take your offense to the next level to have a Roquan Smith type of impact, I think Devontae Adams could give us that more than a Derrick Henry because even though we don't have a guy running back, we have guys that can contribute. And as long as Lamar and Justice Hill can clean up the fumbling issue that they're having, I think that we can be even better there and still do what we want to do in the run game. But you trade for a guy like Devontae Adams, and it just opens up things even more. Now, that goes back to now who are you going to double team? You know what I mean? Like you have executives coming out saying Odell's not the same anymore. Odell he had a pretty good game on Sunday, a solid game. I don't think we're going to get wide receivers in here that's going to have, 100 yard games and things like that because Lamar is spreading the ball around, which to me makes sense. So if we're going to do anything and trade for anyone, I would want it to be Devontae Adams because Derrick Henry would just be, we know where will the focus go at that point? I guess is my question if you trade for him.
I agree.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it because, like I said, 'cause when you get a back like him, yes, we do got the other three guys, like we said, that that are capable. When you get a for sure guy, it changes the defensive coordinator's whole game plan. Like, hey, we got to put 9, 10 in the box. Now Zay Flowers getting 1-on-1, Bateman getting 1-on-1, Duvernay and Aguilar getting 1-on-1, Andrews getting 1-on-1. So now everybody getting 1-on-1 because of Big 22 back there. But I get what you're saying, Shannon. It does make sense because they're trying to throw the ball more. But when it get cold outside, you got to run the ball. You got to run the ball in January and February. Like all this, just flinging the ball around the field, especially if you're going to cold places like Baltimore and New York and Kansas City and you know, Philly. You're gonna have to run the ball. But I'm with you. I would definitely want a Devontae Adams more than like a Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs. But we were to get one of those two guys. I don't mind it because it would definitely make life easy for Lamar. 'Cause like I said, now he's going to see single coverage all game long because guys are going to be putting 9, 10 in the box to stop those two backs. Because and then like I said, Derrick Henry, like I said, man, he don't go down off the first contact. You see, all it took is one play against us him to get started. So, and then the read option with him and Lamar will be off the meat rat. So, like I said, I wouldn't be my first choice to trade for, but I wouldn't hate it either.
Yeah, he wouldn't hurt
All right.
anything by coming at all. At all, it would be a. It makes me think about what would the philosophy be offensively if he comes back. Will not come back,
I
but
think we'll
comes
still
here.
pass the football. Yeah, we'll still pass the football. It's just now when we run the ball, we're gonna run it at a
A
much better
strong, it'll be
fashion.
strong. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but I
All right.
listen. We don't need them. We don't need. Let's keep what we got now.
Okay. Okay. All right. Winding down the show. All right, let's go. Three keys to a Ravens victory. Go ahead, Dave.
Just like last week, establish dominance early. Put pressure on Joshua Dobbs. And see, he likes to run around a lot, but you're not running around a lot on without our defensive ends. You're not going to get around Clowney, Adafe Owe, Kyle Van Noy. So let's start there. Just put the pressure on Dobbs because he'll throw the ball to you. So I definitely see some picks in our future. Run the ball well. Like I said, Gus Edwards did well last week, just as hell, and protect Lamar. Let Lamar sit back and pick him apart, man. Lamar is hot. He is heating up like NBA Jam. So, three keys right there.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Okay, so first, do not revert backwards offensively. Like I said, we've been saying this each week of what the offense can be. Last week, they finally kind of put it together and matched the level of intensity that the defense have had since week one. So we can't revert backwards. Just build off of what we've done and correct your mistakes, as you saw them last week. Make life hell for whoever plays at quarterback. Like I said, I see them talking about Kyler Murray is practicing. I don't believe he's going to play. But if he does, make life help for him or Dobbs. Whoever plays, do what you got to do, and don't take this team lightly. Everybody is talking about whether or not this is a trap game. We travel into the West Coast, so that could be a negative thing against us. We just had a big win. Let's not go over there and have a letdown. We literally just said the Ravens sweep the board when it comes to matchups against them. Do not take this team lightly.
Well said, Shannon and Dave. Me one, create turnovers. Create turnovers on defense. Keep doing what we doing. Get the offense a short field. Two, protect the football. Don't try to know. Throw an interception or fumble. Uh, Three, score touchdowns in the red zone. In the red zone, like we did
Yeah.
much better. We only had one field goal Sunday, which was great. The only time I want Justin Tucker on is kicking extra points. Me personally. But if I gotta rely on him for three, I ain't mad at it. But I'd rather him just kick through extra points. That means we actually getting in the end zone. So those are my three keys
Mm-hmm.
right there. All right, we're gonna go a little over on the stat line. All right, Lamar Jackson, 250 yards passing, over and under. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I'm going over. I think Lamar's going to keep the momentum going. I think he's going to give me 320.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Over, over.
Okay. How much? Give me a number over.
Maybe like 275.
Okay. I'm gonna go way over. I'm gonna go 350. Yeah, 334. I'm going 350.
Mm,
This Cardinals team don't got nowhere near the talent the Lions got. So I'm gonna go 350. All
mm-hmm.
right, let's go. Let's go. Gus Edwards, 80 yards rushing over and under.
I'm gonna say over. I think he'll get 90. The only thing is, just give him the ball, the carries. Like he's only getting about 14, 15 carries. But I think he'll break one. So I think just a little bit over with 90.
Okay, Shannon. It's on you.
You said 80. I'll say under
80,
only because,
80
like I
rushing
said,
yards. Yeah.
we. I'll say under because we use so many different guys. As much as we might want him to get more touches and be that guy, we know they're going to split it up. So I'll say he'll get about 70, 75 yards.
I'm gonna go under as well, and the same exact number you just said, 70, 75. All right, Zay Flowers, 8 receptions over under.
I'm gonna say a little bit under because
Go ahead,
Lamar's
Dave.
been spreading it around. I think Zay will probably get about 5.
Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say under as well. I was going to say 6. I do think that Lamar will, try to feature him and target him because that's kind of his new weapon. And because that's his new guy outside of he hasn't had a guy like that since Hollywood at that position. But also say under.
I'm gonna go slightly under with 7. All right, last one for the offense. Mark Andrews, 100 yards receiving over and under. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna say just a little bit under. I think around 90. But I still think he has a big game.
Okay, Shannon, go ahead.
I'll say under. I'll say he might have around 80 yards. I think Mark Andrews is going to be more of like a big red zone threat for us. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, Justin, when I was saying that when you have a guy like Lamar and you have Mark Andrews and the chemistry they have and what you can do in the red zone, that's going to help us score the touchdowns that we were missing over the past couple of weeks. And if you think back to last week against the Lions, they did that. Utilize Lamar, utilize Mark Andrews in those situations. So I think he'll be a big deal in the red zone, but it's not going to be like a big day yard wise. So I'll say under.
I'm gonna go a little over. I'm gonna go 105. I think these safeties and linebackers for the Cardinals are horrible. So he's gonna get a lot of easy matchups. And I think Lamar gonna dump it into him. Plus, we know we've been low key phasing him out, so this is gonna be that last week's performance was good. I think he could top that with 100 yards receiving and a touchdown or two. So I'm gonna go slightly over. All right, now the defense. Let's go total team sacks. Let's go 4 over and under.
So on me, let's go. We about to sack
Go ahead,
him.
Dave.
I see. I'm gonna go 6. I mean, six has been a good number for us. We're just gonna keep it at 6. Oh,
Yeah. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say over as well, and I was also going to say 6. Yeah, I don't. Even if it's Kyler Murray back there, I think that it's not a good week for him to come back. And with Dobbs, I think that they can make life hectic for him. So definitely over, and I'll say 6.
see, that's where we at. 6. That's what we do.
Mhm.
What you think, Justin?
We yeah, we lead the league. We lead the league in sacks, and then we had to have that breakout sack game. I think that's gonna be it because the offensive line. We lead the league in sacks. That Cardinals O line is a mess, so I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go with 8. I think they get 8 sacks, 2 sacks a quarter.
Mm,
Yeah. Remember, we had 10 11 against the Titans in 2018. So
yeah, I
let's
see
go
it.
total team interceptions. Yeah, total team interceptions defensively. Let's go 3 over under.
I think right at
Go
three.
ahead, Dave.
I think three on the dot. I see three.
All right, go ahead, Shannon.
I was gonna say under and say 2.
Mm,
I'm gonna go with 3. I'm gonna go
yeah.
3. I'm gonna go 3 on the dot. I think Geno gets his 5th pick. I think Kyle Hamilton get his 2nd pick, and I think Marlon get his first one of the season. All right, last one for the over under. Total team tackles. We're gonna go 25 combined for Roquan and Patrick Queen. Over under, Dave.
I'm gonna go under. I think it'll be about 22. I think everybody's gonna get in on the tackle. So I'd say a little bit under.
Okay, so 22. Who gonna get what? Queen get it. Queen get 11. Roquan get 11. How they gonna get it?
I think Roquan will get about 12 and Patrick Queen will get about 10.
Okay. Go ahead, Shannon.
And what was the number you said?
25.
Oh,
25 total tackles between
under,
Roquan and
uh, under, and my number would be mm, I'll say, well, this team. I'll say 20. I'll say 10-10. I mean, I feel like they both can do that, but yeah, I'll say 20.
I'm gonna go slightly under and go 22. I'm gonna go 11 apiece for both of them. All right. Our
Okay.
score predictions. Go ahead, Dave. You up first.
Ravens blow out. I'm gonna say 34-13. Ravens all day, every day.
I like it. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm gonna say 28-10 Ravens. Traveling to the West Coast, having a big win Sunday. Some guys still may be on a little bit of high. But I still think we're gonna come out and play well, and it's gonna be convincingly win. Even with them having a 10 points, I think it might be like an early touchdown or late touchdown, but never a situation where the game is in question. So I'll say 28-10 Ravens.
Mhm. Okay, I like both of y'all scores. I'm going to go and blow out as well. I'm going to go 35-7. All touchdowns, no field goals except for extra points at the Justin Tucker. Because this team is just depleted, So yeah, I'm going 35-7 Ravens. Lamar with a huge day. As I said in the over and under. Oh man, that's the last topic for the show. We're gonna do a little roundup. Closing remarks. Go ahead, Dave. Any closing remarks you want to say?
Oh, no doubt, man. Just glad to be back. Talking Ravens all day, every day. We looking good out here. There's a couple shout outs real quick. So I want to give a get well shout out to my friend Daniela Williams. She had caught pneumonia. I want to see. Hope you get back on your feet. You know, um, you know, happy anniversary. Couple my people's had anniversaries. Miles Beanie Bellamy, William Swan, and Matthew Barnwell. I'm saying? To shout out a couple of my peoples, Sam Lyles, you know, there's so many people to shout out, Mark Sanders. So, but that's about it for now.
Got you.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
everybody,
Shannon.
and also my bad. Thanks, Raven Nation, for tapping in and hanging out with us.
Yeah, no doubt. Go ahead, Shannon.
Well, first it's good to have NBA back because we have a night like tonight where we have football and basketball, and my Lakers play tonight, so hopefully we can get our first win. But as far as the Ravens, I just want to say that by the time that we talk next week, we'll know whether or not we made any moves at the trade deadline. And I just want to say to the fan base, I don't know if you guys are like for me, like I'm not one that feels like we have to make a move. Like I don't feel like last year when we made that move for Roquan, we knew something was wrong defensively. It wasn't right. We had to figure out a way to get it fixed, and we did. This year, I don't feel that way when I look at this team. One thing that we have dealt with since week one is injuries. And for the past 3 weeks, we've been getting guys back. And we said all offseason that we expected this offense to take some weeks to look right and come together. And they're right at that mark right now, on the 7 week mark that we all talked about of when it may start to click. Unfortunately, we just didn't know that they were going to miss so many weeks. So basically, after 3 consistent weeks of having guys back, we get to see what this offense can be. I'm just excited to see what happens next week. But I just want everybody to know that if we don't make a move, it's not the end of the world. I still think we have a pretty good team that can still do what we want to do, make the playoffs and do damage in the playoffs. So let's just wait to see what happens. But I think we're okay either way.
Yeah, I agree. If we don't make a trade, nobody need to jump off the roof because, like I said, we're 5-2, should be 7-0 with what we have, and guys are coming back. So yeah, like you said, Jen, the NBA is definitely back. My Thunder smacked the Bulls yesterday, 124-104. My young babies are looking good. Yeah, I mean, I think we're ready to be a playoff team. We were a play-in team last year, which was okay for me, but now it's time to take that step with Mr. Chet Holmgren back. So yeah, and the
Mm,
Rangers in the World Series. Boo, boo, boo. But it's always good to get away with these two, and talk good football, talk good Ravens football, laugh, joke, and we just have a good old time. This is an extended family, and thank you, Hindu, Moss Collar Control, Showcase, Big Sala. And Gary Ramey for tuning in the chat and Reds as well, showing love. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. You know what I'm about to say. I know. Make sure y'all trade. I know what trade stand for. Man, talking Ravens all day, every day. From your host Justin P and my MVP co-host Miss Shannon Finch and Super Data Mailman. Man, Shannon be back Tuesday to do a recap of Week 8 versus the Cardinals. Hopefully, it's a lot of great, good things like it was this week. So I know she's gonna have some good stuff lined up. Then we'll be back next Thursday to do a preview. The game versus the Seahawks, November 5th at home at M&T Bank. David will be back on here as well. So we love y'all guys. Have an amazing Thursday, and we are out.
Good night.
peace.
Good night, Shannon.